Coming up, a no swim notice and red tide warnings in place across the Suncoast. What to look out for at area beaches this weekend. Plus, a phone threat leaves Charlotte County deputies looking for suspicious activity at area elementary schools. And heavy rain forming in the Gulf. We'll tell you when and where to expect some showers this weekend. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's start our news task today with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi, who's tracking some storms in the Gulf this afternoon and around the Suncoast. John?
Yeah, over the last about 24 hours, we've had 3 good impulses sink southward through Gulf waters. Another one is on its way, and it promises to produce some pretty good storminess around here. It looks like it's going to be kind of a wet weekend, at least for half of the weekend, and certainly that's the case today. Showers and thunderstorms ongoing across the region. That little impulse has caused the Severe Storms Prediction Center to put us in a marginal risk for some severe weather today, possibly. There's a 5% risk of potentially some gusty winds accompanying some of the storms. So that's the lowest category of risk that there is, but still, we have to be cognizant of that and watch out for it. Right now, we've got some pretty good storms ongoing here and there. Nothing close to severe, but certainly some pretty good downpours of rain. And as we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see more of that occurring as we do have some breaks in the clouds, which will allow for more heating, which will increase the instability in our atmosphere. We'll talk about that and take a look at the weekend ahead coming up in just a few minutes, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. And here's something to keep in mind as you make your weekend plans. And no swim advisories in effect for Bird Key Park in Sarasota. Tests have revealed heightened levels of bacteria in the water, which will be off limits until further notice. The park is still open, though. Health officials say decaying algae, heavy rain, and animal feces are responsible. No other areas are affected right now. Red tide is impacting some beaches along the Suncoast, causing respiratory issues for beachgoers and killing sea life. Typically, the sea life killed during these red tide blooms are bottom feeders, smaller fish, but this week, a sea turtle, manatee, large fish like grouper have washed ashore. 2 vendors at Englewood Beach have been closed because of the smell and breathing issues there. On Manasota Key, Coastal Wildlife Club volunteers say it's been very difficult for them.
This is the worst that I've seen. It's been really difficult for the past week. You're coughing now. Imagine how we've been coughing, working out here for 2 or 3 hours a day, monitoring sea turtle nests.
This map from Fish and Wildlife shows the affected areas with the worst of the red tide shown in red. New at noon, the Sarasota Police Department Marine Patrol getting ready to keep our area waterways safe this weekend, especially during the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix. Police will be looking for impaired boaters and conducting heightened awareness and enforcement of boating under the influence laws. This is all part of National Operation Dry Water campaign. That campaign will continue through the weekend, so remember to always boat sober and wear a life jacket to keep you and everyone around you safe. New details out of Maryland on that deadly newsroom shooting. The suspect in court for the first time today. ABC's Kenneth Moten explains why police believe the shooter opened fire on the newspaper staff.
The search for answers continues with allegedly no help from 38-year-old Gerald Ramos, the man accused of shooting and killing 5 people inside the Capital Gazette.
We have, at this point, a lot more unanswered questions about the whys.
The call came in just after 2:30 p.m. Thursday.
Several shots have been fired. Possible shotgun.
Reporters and editors ran for cover in the newsroom.
The next thing you know, he's like, "You need to get out, you need to get out."
Crime reporter Phil Davis called it a war zone, tweeting, "There is nothing more terrifying than hearing multiple people get shot while you're under your desk and then hear the gunman reload."
But when I heard his name, it didn't surprise me.
The retired editor of the Gazette says for years the suspect had been threatening the paper on social media since it reported on his guilty plea in a stalking case involving his ex-girlfriend in 2011.
He had actually contacted the police to pursue one particular comment in which he wished me dead.
This morning, the Capital Gazette still went to press, covering the story and honoring the victims. Wendy Winters, a special publication editor, editorial page editor Gerald Fishman, sports reporter John McNamara, sales assistant Rebecca Smith, and editor and columnist Robert Hyacin. Police say the suspect was found hiding under a desk when they stormed this building back in 2012. He sued the newspaper for defamation for its coverage of that stalking case, but the lawsuit was dismissed. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Annapolis.
New at noon in Charlotte County, deputies are checking school campuses for any signs of suspicious activity after getting an anonymous phone threat this morning. The caller was not specific of any one school, but did mention local elementary schools. Deputies say they have taken precautions on campuses with kids on site, but they do not believe there is a credible threat at this time. Sarasota County School Security Plan is coming together after the district and sheriff finally agree on what to do and how to pay for it. This upcoming school year, school resource deputies will be placed in all middle and high schools within the district. Each high school will have 2 deputies on staff and middle schools will have 1. The cost will be split 80-20 with the sheriff's office. That's about a $1.2 million price tag for the school district.
I take the sheriff at his word. He's ready to move forward and work together, and that is my commitment, and so forward we go.
As far as the elementary schools, Sarasota County School District has offered 19 officers jobs, 15 of which have already been accepted. Those positions, along with the chief position, are pending background checks and school board approval. But the district expects all of those officers to be ready for the first day of school in August. Remember to get the latest breaking news from across the country and here at home, as well as your First Alert weather forecast. Download our app. You can find it at your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now with a check of the day on Wall Street so far. This is the last trading day of the first half of 2018, and it's going pretty well so far, the last I checked.
Not too bad, especially if you're in the NASDAQ. That is correct. About 8.5% so far for 2018. Looking at the Dow is slightly negative, about 1.5% for the year, and the S&P is positive as well, like you were mentioning, right around 2% for 2018, the first half. This is the last trading day, so we'll see how the current numbers look. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is at 24,485, up 269 points, 1.11%. You see NASDAQ is positive as well, 7,558. Up 54 points, 0.73%. And let's see the S&P positive as well, 2,739, up 23 points, 0.86%.
Well, we know GE was once a giant in our nation, and it's not the same company we once knew. Looking ahead now to its future, what do you see there?
But basically, they're going to get simpler and smaller. That's what they said. GE is not the same. That is correct. They are going to get simple and smaller, according to their CEO. They got kicked out of the Dow, as we know. Good news is it's been up since then. That was just last week. And they're selling their healthcare, oil and gas, as well as their locomotive business. They've already sold their appliances. They sold NBC. And they're even selling their iconic light bulb business, which, as we know, was invented by Thomas Edison. That's for sale if you want to buy it. They're going through their booming jet engine business. That's been very huge. They're a pioneer, actually. 2 out of 3 commercial jet engine or flights have a jet engine in them, as well as renewable energy. That's what they're going to be focusing on. So we'll see how it looks. It's not the same company, but they should get a little tighter and see how renewable energy is going to help them.
No light bulbs. That's
no
weird.
light bulbs, definitely.
Okay, Jeff, thanks so much.
Have a great weekend, Scott.
You too. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how local groups like Southeastern Guide Dogs are now offering free treatment for people suffering from PTSD. And then later, new laws starting this weekend across the Sunshine State, why one involving beachfront homes is already stirring up some controversy.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door. A door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong. A place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Don't miss the 34th Annual Hotel Planner Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, June 23rd through July 4th, with action-packed personal watercraft and powerboat racing off Lido Beach. And be sure to stop by the Boats by the Bay Party and this year's Fan Festival, featuring over 30 powerboats on display, live music, a live stream of the racing action, vendors, and much more. Both events are free admission in the Van Wezel parking lot. Presenting sponsors include Sarasota County and Visit Sarasota. Proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. For info, visit SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, current conditions feature the bitter and the sweet, and I don't know what's the matter with that icon, but it shouldn't be sunny. It should be mostly cloudy. 81 degrees, the current air temperature, dew point 73. So it's warm and humid, but on the flip side, the cloud cover out there kind of holding down the temperature at this hour to 81. We were at 88, 89 degrees yesterday at this hour, so that's the benefit to having the rain showers around, I suppose. Humidity at 77%, winds out of the north at about 5. As we head through the afternoon, our rain chance will bump up to about 60%, and it'll be mostly focused in inland areas, but even along the coastline, there'll be a chance of some showers throughout this time period, right into the 7 p.m. period with 40% chance of rain. Then I think things will taper off as the heating of the day goes away, and most of the shower activity is kind of forced to the other coast. Tomorrow morning, we'll do it again. There's a little impulse that has sunk south, leaving a boundary in place, and now another little impulse of upper level support is helping to produce showers along that boundary currently. We'll see that occur throughout the afternoon. I think we've had a lot of lightning as well with this system moving onshore. Pretty good coverage across the region. We've got 156 strikes in the last 30 minutes across the Sun Coast. So certainly that is going to be a problem today. And also over the course of the weekend, there's going to be lots of people at the beaches. And of course, it's a big problem when the lightning starts to pop and you have thousands of people at the beach, which is going to be the case this weekend. We'll be fighting back showers, I think, for today and tomorrow. Right now, they're pretty good coverage across the region. And with this westerly wind flow, I think it'll continue to draw in moisture and showers from Gulf waters throughout the afternoon. That high-pressure ridge and that westerly wind flow should be with us right straight through the weekend, with the majority of the heaviest rain and the severe weather threat, I think, over on the other coast. But nevertheless, we are still included in that marginal risk for some gusty winds under some of these thunderstorms that do develop. So we'll keep an eye to the sky, and you should be carrying your First Alert weather app along with you to get those notifications in case something goes south across the region. Coastal morning showers for the next couple of days, afternoon showers mostly inland for the next couple of days. And just remember your lightning safety tips if you're headed to the beach this weekend, as a little area of low pressure may help enhance our rainfall chances. We'll watch a couple of things happen. Moisture, humidity, and an upper level low move across North Florida over the weekend, enhancing rainfall chances. Then as we head into the 4th of July weekend, some drier air aloft may work in, slightly reducing our rain chances, but an easterly wind flow will develop, forcing what showers we do get closer to the coast. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Southwest wind at about 10 knots. We'll be looking at a daytime high today And I might be generous here. Going with 90 really depends on how much sun we get. 60% chance of showers today, 80% chance tomorrow. Same sort of situation, a lot of cloud cover around both days. Sunday, we might have a chance of seeing a little bit of a reduction in the rainfall chance, especially in the second half of the day as we start to work in some of that drier air. And then as we head into the 4th of July holiday, I'll put the rain chance at 30%, but instead of the other coast being a featured location for showers, it'll be our coast, so that 30% concentrated near our coastline. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you. In Health Smart, good news for salad lovers. Romaine lettuce is once again safe to eat. The nation just experienced one of its most deadly E. coli outbreaks, which was linked to romaine lettuce. Now the CDC says all of the tainted romaine should be gone by now from restaurants and grocery stores and is no longer a risk. Health officials also disclosed E. coli was found in a canal near romaine fields in Arizona, which is where that outbreak started and where most of the country's romaine is grown. 5 people died in the outbreak. More than 200 people in 36 different states became ill. We are in the last days of Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month. PTSD impacts thousands across the country, some here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us now with a look at how one local organization is doing its part to support PTSD patients. Marla?
Well, Scott, veterans and people across the U.S. suffer from PTSD after experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event. Now, people with PTSD usually have nightmares, feel jittery, or have a hard time concentrating and sleeping. But one local organization is now specifically helping military veterans overcome their symptoms. Southeastern Guide Dogs in Palmetto is transforming lives by creating relationships between people and service dogs. Experts train the dogs and prepare veterans for how to live with their new furry friends.
A dog like Chevy is trained to assist the person with PTSD in a number of different ways. Hopefully he will be able to primarily interrupt and distract the anxiety from building. They are very prone to getting panic attacks. And if we can stop it before it starts, get their attention back on the dog rather than what's going on around them, that is the most effective tool this dog can bring, because then they're not scared to go out.
A service dog is also a healthy topic for military veterans rather than talking about their service. These dogs also help fight off depression by getting veterans up and out of their house. Southeastern Guide Dogs spend thousands of dollars to breed, raise, and train, and also match service dogs with people who are in need. And the best part, the service is absolutely free. Scott?
Such a wonderful asset to our community. All right, Marla, thank you so much. Well, it's lunchtime now. ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher is live at the Art Ovation Hotel on North Palm Avenue in downtown Sarasota this afternoon. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Scott. Not too far from the station, but I feel like I could be at the Metropolitan Museum in New York. I'm at Art Ovation, and we're here at Overtures, a lovely restaurant that's located right in this splashy new hotel where they have artists in residence, but they also have fine culinary delights. So we'll tour this kitchen, the flavors and the creativity, and you'll get to meet Chef Dominic in just a few minutes. Stay with us. We're going to have a delicious lunch today right here at Overture at Art Ovation Hotel.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Iguanas only reproduce 1 month out of the year.
That's because they suffer from erectile dysfunction.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, what color represents the lowest threat level?
Is Caucasian a color?
Which casino game has the best odds for a payout?
The ATM.
Funny You Should Ask. Weekdays at 4:30 and 11:30 on ABC 7.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
All right, time now to meet our pet of the week. John is with the founder of Dante's Den and host of Animal Outtakes, Marsha Panucci, to tell us more about Emma. John?
Emma is a cute dog. She's a cutie.
She's a happy dog.
She is a happy dog. You say she was taking a tour of the station a minute ago?
Yes, she wanted to take a tour and check everybody out, make sure everybody was working. She did stop at Scott's desk, just checked him out. But she's 9 years young, and unfortunately she lost her home because her owner had a reversal of fortunes, as they say. And you know, unfortunately, the dogs sometimes pay the price.
Emma never met a treat she didn't like.
Oh, absolutely not. Emma eats well. She gets along with children. She gets along with other dogs as long as she's the pack leader. She needs to be number
Single
one.
dog?
Yeah,
Not so much?
Not so much, but if she's in a pack, she's going to be number one. They're
Okay.
going to listen to her.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Emma.
Yes, and she loves to play. She loves to be held, but she loves to run around.
She's a sweet baby.
And she's very, very healthy. And so she's a mix. She's a mixed breed. And as you know, there still is that thinking out there from our veterinarian medical community that they do have a little bit better DNA than some of our purebreds.
Right.
So she is really doing very, very well. And we're so proud of her.
Is she house trained?
She's house trained,
Yep.
yeah.
So good to go there.
When she wants to be.
Well,
you know us women, we're a little discriminating. But she is just absolutely perfect. She's loving. She adapts very, very quickly. She loves to play ball. She'll go out on walks on these hot days.
And as we like to mention, dogs this size get through those condo regulations.
Oh,
so it shouldn't be a
absolutely,
problem.
absolutely. I mean, she's very definitely under 25 pounds.
And how
so-
can she be adopted?
Well, she's being presented today by Dante's Den, and so you can give Dante's a call at 941-219-3730, and Emma will be waiting.
Emma, I hope you get a home this weekend. You deserve it, sweetie. You're a beautiful little dog. Very sweet. Thanks for bringing her in today.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. You are sweet. Yes, you are. Scott?
Thank you both. Let's get back now to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who's live today at not too far from us here in downtown Sarasota, the Art Ovation Hotel on North Palm Avenue. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott, and I want you to meet another Judy, loving the name. This is Judy Cote, who's the manager here at Overture. Judy, thank you for taking time with us today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's my pleasure for sure to be here.
Now, we're going to talk to Dominic in a little bit about the actual dishes on the table, but talk to us about the overall experience with the culinary department here.
Oh, I'd love to. First of all, Overture is a reflection of Dom's menu of American classics with artistic flair. So that's kind of the beginning of the whole culinary side. But the restaurant is designed to be very accessible, warm, and accommodating at 3 different meal periods, because being part of the hotel autograph collection from the Marriott brand, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the restaurant takes on different flavors for each of those meal periods, separate menus, fantastic dishes, and a little different service for each of them as well.
And it's fun. I see Nate from West Coast Black Theater. I see my friend Sue Jacobs from the Pines. I mean, this really feels, in a sense, like it's also a neighborhood bistro.
You're exactly right. And one of the very cool things about Art Ovation Hotel overall is that we're nestled in this little corner which expands the art district by us being here. And we're not overly huge and large. We're a boutique hotel, 162 rooms, and we're nestled on this corner so that we broaden the artistic and arts district of Sarasota.
So well put in so many steps. Now, very quickly, I know you're responsible for the wine program as well. Let's talk about that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we like to think of this wine program as also being reflective of Dom's menu. Wine on its own is one thing, but wine with food is what I'm all about. So the pairings here are critical. We have 75 to 80 different choices on our wine list. The majority of them are domestic producers, domestic wineries. We have some French champagne and French rosé as well, and it's here to complement these fantastic dishes.
An amazing creative craft cocktail. So stay with me. I'm coming back with Chef Dom, and we will take a beautiful culinary tour right here at Overture.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Sun Coast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Coming up, the search for some missing youth soccer players and their coach trapped in a cave since last weekend. Plus, a Longboat Key police officer forced to resign, what investigators found he was doing with crime scene photos. And SpaceX launching another rocket from Florida this morning, what's now headed to the International Space Station.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. The search continues in Thailand for a dozen schoolboys and their soccer coach who went missing at a cave site. ABC's Linda Lopez shows us how the 6th day of search efforts are going.
Prayers for the missing soccer team as hope remains that the group will be found alive. Thailand's prime minister visiting the site today and says he believes the rescue efforts will succeed. Saying we will succeed because we have faith. Divers searching the muddy waters in the pitch-dark caves for the 12 boys ages 11 to 16, missing since they took an excursion into the cave after a practice Saturday afternoon. Their pictures on their coach's Facebook page before their excursion. Now the heartbreaking sight of their bikes lined up outside the massive cavern. The U.S. sending a military team to help the Thai Navy SEALs in their search.
We've been working on just kind of syncing up with our Thai counterparts. What I can tell you is that we are able to run 24-hour operations, and we have enough folks here to be able to assist the Thai authorities in their search and recovery efforts.
Authorities believe the boys became trapped when rain flooded the narrow passageways, making it impossible for them to escape. But experts say the boys could survive for up to a month if they have clean water.
Authorities say that even if the boys are located alive, they would have to learn basic scuba diving skills to get out of the cave because of the extent of the flooding. So experts say it's probably best for them to stay put with their food and supplies until the waters recede or until rescuers can drill down another entrance to them. Linda Lopez, ABC News, New York.
New at noon out of Washington, the White House is denying reports that President Trump is searching for a new chief of staff. Deputy Press Secretary Lindsey Walters called the speculation fake news when asked about the possibility of replacing John Kelly. But sources familiar with the situation say the president has been privately polling aides and advisors for months on possible successors. The White House similarly dismissed reports of the imminent departure of then National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster shortly before he left the administration. A Longboat Key police officer forced to resign for keeping and sharing photos of dead bodies. Longboat Key Police Chief Peter Cummings says Jeffrey Houchins faced termination after an internal investigation earlier this year found he committed multiple policy violations. That included keeping photos of dead bodies from crime scenes that he had taken from where he previously worked and then showing them off. Houchins officially resigned from the department earlier this week. Holmes Beach police reminding people to lock their doors after a woman came home to find a burglar inside her home. This happened on 75th Street West Thursday afternoon. The woman says when she went inside, there was a man in her bedroom. The man then knocked her down before running off. Thankfully, she did not suffer any serious injuries. A new hospital plan for Venice will also serve as a hurricane shelter. Sarasota Memorial announcing plans to build the facility off Laurel Road. Along with an emergency department, medical offices, and a parking garage, the campus will include a hurricane shelter, and that has hospital officials excited.
Excited about furthering our commitment to the area, and we think there's a lot of growth to be had and a lot of services that are needed in the area, and we're looking forward to being there.
Hospital's working with the city on permits and zoning requirements, but hopes to start construction by January. Across the state, more money is on the way to help as Florida still recovers from Hurricane Irma. The federal government approving the state's request for $616 million. That will be partially used to repair destroyed or damaged homes. And take a look at this, a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft headed for the International Space Station. The Falcon 9 rocket launching from Cape Canaveral before dawn today. A spacecraft carrying 6,000 pounds of cargo to the ISS. And is scheduled to arrive on Monday. I was hoping we would see it actually go up there, but this was leading up to the launch. Yeah, we did, but
we did.
Not there.
4:50. Yeah, we didn't see it there. No. At 4:52, though, we got a great shot sent in from one of our viewers who lives in Lakewood Ranch. It's absolutely spectacular. Want to see it?
Yes, please.
Take WSI. Absolutely gorgeous shot here of the launch. Can we see it? Pretty please?
There it is.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All the iridescence. Now, it's in the dark. It's surrounded by dark, so you might say, well, how does the sunlight reflect off that? Well, at that altitude, it's actually sunrise up there. Because of the curvature of the Earth, when you're high enough up, you can see around the edge of the Earth where we are. So they're getting the sunlight reflecting off that contrail, producing just a beautiful iridescence of colors. Lakewood Ranch, they caught it between the clouds this morning, so really nice shot there. And then after the sun rose down here on Earth, we got to see the kind of the iridescence in the clouds as that contrail kind of mixed away. So really nice shot. By the way, if you want to see its destination, that is, of course, the space station, tomorrow morning, 5:18, that's a short duration, only 2 minutes, but it's high in the sky, which is nice because the moon will be low on the horizon at that point, so you should get a pretty good glimpse of it. Otherwise, we have a glimpse of our own kind of fireworks going on in the sky around here. Lots of shower and thunderstorm activity in the forecast for today. Some of it kind of heavy. We're in a marginal risk of severe weather. We'll talk about it all coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. New developments now in a fatal crash between a motorcycle rider and a deputy's patrol car. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies identifying the cyclist as David McIntosh. That collision happened around 9 p.m. Wednesday on Cortez Road in Bradenton. The deputy involved was taken to the hospital but has since been released. The Sheriff's Office now asking anyone who witnessed that crash to contact Crime Stoppers. The number is 866-634-TIPS. In an effort to improve pedestrian safety, Sarasota adding a new crosswalk near US 41 and 1st Street. It's called a hawk signal and gives pedestrians time to cross 41, but will also add a few minutes to your drive time. Drivers will see a yellow signal to slow down and then a red light to stop and then a red flashing light warning you to proceed with caution. More than 100 new laws will take effect in Florida this Sunday. Here are just a few that will affect people living here on the Suncoast. One controversial law gives private beachfront property owners the option to decide if they want the public to be able to use it. This new law is the first of its kind in the country and goes against Florida's long-standing customary use policy, which says beaches belong to the public. Plus, a law giving first responders who are dealing with PTSD access to workers' compensation benefits. Previously, they only received those benefits for physical injuries. Now that's been expanded to cover diagnosed mental illness as well. Another new law requires training for doctors who prescribe opioid prescriptions. Patients with acute pain will now be limited to only a 3-day supply of the drugs like OxyContin and fentanyl. The 4th of July is just 5 days away, and one firefighter is now warning the public about the real dangers of fireworks. 2 years ago, Fire Captain Jay Northup lit some fireworks with his family, but not all of them went off. When he went to check, the mortar exploded right in his face. He did suffer some head injuries in that. He says he should have poured water on the faulty firework instead and added that now he leaves fireworks to the professionals. And people are starting to load up on fireworks to give the holiday a little pop. So far, Suncoast retailers are reporting fairly good sales, especially among their most popular items. These are products that children enjoy the most, like poppers and other novelty items. They do say the individual purchases are not as much as usual up to this point.
The sales are pretty good, but the value of the sales is way down. You know, people used to spend $100, they're spending $30, $40 now. You know, I don't know if it's a trend or if it'll get better as the season comes near, grows near or what.
If you still have not bought any fireworks just yet, retailers warn the sooner the better before they sell out. New at noon, a dozen students from Booker High School are wrapping up a week they won't soon forget. They took part in this summer's Sea to Shore Eco Explorer Camp. The kids stayed overnight in a hotel, were based at New College of Florida, and had different marine-based field trips each day. This morning, they boarded a boat near Mote Marine Lab, cruised out into Sarasota Bay looking for wildlife. One of the students said it's been a fun and interesting week.
We've learned a lot about marine ecosystems, like coastal hammocks is another thing that we just did yesterday. We've learned about the effects of climate change on just like grasslands or marshlands more, and palm trees and like rising seas and such. We've just We dissected a squid. We did a lot of just exploration. Oh, and manatees, right.
Yeah, speaking of manatees, minutes after leaving the dock, the camp counselor texted us to say they came face to face with a manatee in Sarasota Bay. Very cool experience for them. All right, let's get back out to Judy Gallagher, who's joining us live today in downtown Sarasota at Art Ovation Hotel. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, and Scott, I want everyone to meet Chef Dominic. We're so glad you're here in our community now, Chef.
Thank you, Chef Judy, for having us. I'm happy to be here. I should say happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be back. So let's jump right into it and start with one of my favorite burgers in town now.
All right, this is our triple grind burger with homemade beer cheese. So we use a High Life IPA. The next dish here is our seared sea scallops with a sweet corn cream and a succotash. Here we have our blackened seared ahi tuna on avocado with chipotle and beer battered jalapeno peppers. This is our domestic charcuterie and cheese board up front. Then over here we have our blistered shishito peppers with miso butter.
Which I love that balance between the butter and the miso, but remember, 1 in 10 are that little surprise.
It's like playing Russian roulette a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden you're at the table coughing.
Usually Scalzi gets that one.
This is our burrata with heirloom tomatoes, a little fried basil and basil pesto.
Very artistically designed. Now I have to tell you, Sammy behind the camera has been eyeing this all moments long.
Our overture cubano sandwich, a little different than the typical one. There we use chicken, ham, and turkey, a little honey mustard, pepper jack, and Swiss cheese.
Boom. And real quickly on fish and chips, because we got to get to the bread.
Fish and chips, this is a potato waffle cone, and we have our Cajun remoulade and our hand-cut fries. And of course our fabulous bread presentation.
Here, hold it up. We're
hold
gonna pull
it way up.
Ready?
We're gonna pull it. Right
Look
there.
At that. How did you ever come up with this?
I have no idea. It's something I have when I drive to work. I think of crazy things, and you sit in enough traffic on 75. It's amazing what you can come up with. So, and then I guess last but not least is our whole crispy Thai snapper with pad Thai, vegetable pad Thai.
Well, Michelle Tonini, if you're watching, we're coming back next week because this is one of our favorite dishes. Chef, thank you so much for spending the time with us. We're coming back. Chef's prepared a few desserts just to toast to the weekend. Stay with us.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new redesigned 2018 Ram 1500 for as little as $21,499. Or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jaffe Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. We'll take a look at cleanup from the 34th annual Grand Prix boat races. Tens of thousands of race fans lined at Lido Key Beach and some turtles as well. We'll have the story Monday on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
Big 4th of July holiday coming up next work week. We'll let you know what the possibilities are for thunderstorms and lightning.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So looking at an air temperature of 81 degrees, we have a dew point value of 73. It is not sunny outside. We got plenty of cloud cover out there, and in fact, we have dark skies. 89 degrees by 3 p.m., maybe, depending on how much cloud cover we get, how many breaks in the clouds, rather. 60% chance of rain showers at that point, 40% as we head into the 7 p.m. hour, and then I think we'll see showers again tomorrow morning. We have this impulse sinking southward that left a boundary last night. Now, another impulse and daytime heating helping to kind of kick off showers along that old boundary, and that's helping to produce rainfall out in the Gulf, which is being brought on shore by a westerly wind. Lots of lightning pops over the last couple of hours moving on shore. It's been a kind of active morning. Now we've got a couple of good thunderstorms moving out of the area and one just about to move into the area. This one headed toward the Van Wezel, so if you're thinking about heading down there to look at the power boats over the next half hour or so, there's lots of lightning in this storm, and it'll be there in about a half an hour, so you know. We're looking at rainfall accumulations over the course of the next several days into Sunday that are going to be kind of significant in places. We have some probably 1.5 inch rainfalls totals over the next couple of days in many locations, and even some places picking up 2.5 inches of rainfall. Now, don't be too locked into locations of these rainfall amounts in this area. This is going to change. It's just a computer model, but it is a good indication that we do have some heightened rainfall chances over the next several days. So the Grand Prix forecast, well, it'll probably be mostly cloudy, at least on Saturday. Maybe Sunday we'll get a little bit more sunshine, upper 80s, and good chance of storms, particularly tomorrow. Maybe not as much on Sunday. We'll be taking that day by day, that forecast. South wind at 10 knots both days, basically. Maybe a little more southwest on Sunday, 2 knots or 2 foot or less sea. So pretty good times for the boaters in terms of their sea surface, but maybe not so great for some of the spectators because of the rain showers that'll be around. 80% chance of that tomorrow, and then on Sunday about a 60% chance. But again, not whole day rainouts. Won't be as much as we're seeing today, but scattered on and off showers, I think, throughout the day. Then Monday, about a 50% chance of some drier air moves in. And for the 4th of July, maybe only a 30% chance of showers. Scott?
All right, John, thanks. In consumer news, a lot of people are getting a head start on the Independence Day holiday, and TSA is predicting a near record 2.6 million people will go through an airport across the U.S. today. That's nearly 500,000 more people than on a typical travel day. As for the summer overall, airline experts say nearly 250 million people will fly somewhere from June 1st through August 31st. That's one of the reasons why the TSA has beefed up its security efforts with a greater focus on powders and electronic devices like laptop computers. Walmart has its eye on making it easier for you to furnish your home. One new feature on Walmart's website lets shoppers take a virtual tour of an apartment and then buy right from there. Next month, Walmart will introduce a new feature called Buy the Room, which is aimed at college students who want a quick way to buy an entire collection. There's no word yet on the possible price of those collections. Jeffrey the giraffe is getting ready to head off into the sunset as Toys R Us are closing the rest of its stores across the U.S. today. Last year, the 70-year-old retailer filed for bankruptcy, and then Christmas sales were lacking, so it could not rebound. Some employees have staged protests saying they have not received their severance checks. Toys R Us will still have some facilities in other countries, including Canada, but the store in Bradenton, we're told, still has just a few items left before it closes. Still to come in your Suncoast News, it's not the World Cup of soccer, but we'll show you the scenes from the Quidditch World Cup that's happening right now in Italy.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
It's been a great day and a great visit here at Art Ovation and Overture Restaurant. For dessert, there's homemade vanilla bean cheesecake, beignets with lemon curd, and a chocolate flourless torte that just kind of sings a symphony of flavors. So before I get ready to don my raincoat, I'm going to make sure that I tuck into a little sweet goodness and have some cheesecake. Be safe, everybody out there. Enjoy the holiday events. And make sure you have time to enjoy some of the great cuisine we have right here in the Suncoast. I'll see you later. Enjoy your weekend. This is so good.
You too, Judy. Thank you. In entertainment news, Ed Sheeran involved in a big lawsuit involving one of his most popular songs. And will Jurassic Park keep the top spot at the box office this weekend? ABC's Jason Nathanson has your answer in today's Showbiz Wrap.
Expect a repeat win at the box office this weekend. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom should roar to a second weekend on top because there ain't a whole lot of competition.
How would you define terrorism?
New this weekend, the sequel Sicario, Day of the Soldado, reunites Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro. It's expected to open under $15 million.
This tournament is the center of the streetball universe. What makes you think you have a chance?
Same with the basketball comedy Uncle Drew. Those two will battle it out for king of the new releases, with Incredibles 2 likely coming in second again. Did Ed Sheeran steal one of his hits from Marvin Gaye? That's the question at the center of a $100 million lawsuit, which alleges that Sheeran's massive 2014 hit Thinking Out Loud Sounds too much like the Marvin Gaye classic, Let's Get It On. A similar lawsuit filed by the heirs of Let's Get It On's co-writer Ed Townsend was thrown out in 2016. Now it's being brought back by a company that owns part of Townsend's copyright. The suit says that Thinking Out Loud copies everything from melody to backing chorus.
Lung cancer. Inoperable.
The cast of Breaking Bad reuniting at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Entertainment Weekly says that in honor of the 10-year anniversary of the AMC series, they'll hold a special reunion panel. And happy birthday Friday to singer and Dancing with the Stars champ Nicole Scherzinger, who turns 40.
He's a Christian Scientist, and it's...
dear.
Comedian and Curb Your Enthusiasm star Richard Lewis turns 71. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Actress Julia Roberts has joined Instagram after intentionally avoiding all social media for years. She captioned her first post with a sunshine emoji and a simple hello. Roberts racked up more than 400,000 followers on her very first day, and at last check, she was not following anyone herself. All right, finally, it's not quite the World Cup that we're watching right now in Russia, but this is a unique sight happening now in Florence, Italy. They are hosting the International Quidditch World Cup this weekend. The tournament, of course, inspired by the Wizarding game featured in the Harry Potter books and film series. Each team made up of 7 players. Yes, they do have broomsticks between their legs. No, they can't fly, but they do battle for points before their team's seeker catches the snitch. 29 teams from around the world are competing in the 4th edition of this Quidditch World Cup this weekend. This was all just from the brain of J.K. Rowling.
Right.
This game that
She
these
changed
characters, and now it's happening in reality. It's pretty impressive.
Well, if you can't fly, and if the snitch is it? What is it?
The snitch, yeah,
snitch,
sort
yes,
of,
doesn't
yeah.
have wings.
No.
Then I don't get it. And I also don't get how you can get 400,000 followers with a hello emoji.
Julia Roberts. Yeah. I couldn't get 400.
Showers and thunderstorms around. Some could be strong. Bob will have it on radar for you this evening.
All right, John. Thank you. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, and we'll see you again at 5 o'clock.